Internet era is just so insane. Like it's like it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of one day they love you, one day they don't. One day they're really hard on you.
No one is talking about this the way it should be talked about. In the latest sit-down for Spotify's Countdown to Series, Cardi B opened her heart to none other than Kelly Rowland. And what she said was raw, emotional, and oh so real. Cardi looked directly into the camera and admitted, "One day they love you, one day they don't, one day they're really hard on you." That's the reality of living in the spotlight. And tonight, we're breaking it all down. But before we dive deep into the truth Cardi exposed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications, because you do not want to miss the insider breakdowns we bring you every single day. And wait, keep watching, because in just a moment, I'll show you the actual clip that's got the internet buzzing.
The internet era is just so insane. Like it's like it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of one day they love you, one day they don't. One day they're really hard on you. And I have to understand that it's like nobody could ever finish me. Not the internet, not a bitch, not a nigga. Nobody could fucking finish me. My work ethic is gonna finish me. If my work ethic is weak, then I finish my own self.
Yes.
I fuck my own self up. If I ain't working, I fuck my own self up. On this album, it's like I'm letting you know I don't give a fuck how humble I am. I don't give a fuck how sometimes I ignore the bullshit. Bitch, I know who the fuck I am. And I know you can't fuck with me.
That's right.
In nothing. And whatever you think you smart in, I'm smart in too. I'm very professional and I'm very street smart. Like, is that I could survive anything. Bitch,
right.
you could take me to motherfucking DR. I'll survive over there. I'll survive in Haiti. I could survive anywhere. You need to know, bitch, that I could eat you up in any type of way.
Yes.
Any type of way that you want it, bitch, I will eat you the fuck up right now. Right now.
Let's set the scene. Cardi B, the Bronx superstar who's lived through every extreme of fame, the rise, the backlash, the glory, the hate, is sitting across from Kelly Rowland, the Destiny's Child icon who knows a thing or two about pressure herself. This isn't just an interview, it's a conversation between two women who have lived, survived, and thrived in an industry that can make or break you in a single headline. As Cardi leans forward, her nails glinting under the studio lights, she drops that line about haters, a line that immediately went viral. And trust me, once you see the clip, you'll understand why the world stopped scrolling. But pause for a second and think about it. One day they love you, one day they don't. Doesn't that sound like the internet itself? Social media is fickle. One tweet, one viral TikTok, one misinterpreted Instagram Live can flip public perception in an instant. For Cardi, that isn't theory. It's her lived reality. And she's letting Kelly Rowland, and by extension the entire world, know exactly how that feels. It's the kind of candor most artists shy away from, but not Cardi. Now, what makes this even more powerful is Kelly Rowland's presence. Kelly isn't just nodding along, she's drawing Cardi out, giving her the space to speak without filters. Cardi's tone wavers between fierce confidence and vulnerable reflection. At one moment, she's smirking about the haters. At another, her eyes glisten like she's holding back deeper emotions. And this is why fans are saying this might be one of Cardi's realest interviews yet. Don't go anywhere, because you'll want to watch the full clip with your own eyes. Here's the twist. Cardi isn't just talking about haters in the abstract. No, she's talking about the daily tug-of-war between love and rejection that defines her relationship with the internet. Imagine millions of people weighing in on your every move. Imagine waking up and not knowing if today is the day fans are lifting you up or tearing you down. That's the pendulum Cardi B lives under. And she's not sugarcoating it. The emotional weight of her words hit especially hard because this wasn't a rant on IG Live. This wasn't a defensive clapback on Twitter. This was calm, reflective, almost weary. Like Cardi had been carrying these thoughts for a long time, waiting for the right moment to let them out. And that moment happened with Kelly Rowland across from her, a fellow star who knows the loneliness behind the spotlight. What's wild is how fast fans reacted. Within minutes of the countdown to clip hitting the internet, Twitter timelines lit up. One fan wrote, "Cardi is the only one real enough to admit how toxic fame is. They hate her today but copy her tomorrow." Another said, Kelly's face while Cardi was speaking says it all. She's been there too. The fandom didn't just react, they resonated. And this is only the beginning. Cardi didn't stop with one quote. She went deeper, into the pressure of staying relevant, the paranoia of being misjudged, and the inner conflict of trying to be both vulnerable and untouchable. And you better believe we've got all the details. Stay right here because we're breaking down every layer. Cardi B's words weren't just a casual remark, they were a confession. One day they love you, one day they don't, one day they're really hard on you. That line lingered in the air like smoke, and Kelly Rowland leaned in as if she knew exactly what Cardi was getting at. And this wasn't just about the haters and comment sections. This was about a cycle of love and rejection that every star faces, but few admit out loud. Think about it. One viral clip and Cardi B can go from being hailed as the voice of a generation to being dragged for the smallest slip-up. One tweet from a fan base, one misstep in public, and the internet decides she's canceled. Cardi is saying, point blank, that this roller coaster isn't easy. It wears on you, it tests your patience, and sometimes it tests your faith in yourself. And this is why the clip with Kelly Rowland is so striking. Because for once, Cardi wasn't fighting. She wasn't defending herself. She was simply telling the truth. Kelly Rowland's face said everything. She nodded slowly, almost like she'd lived this exact pain. And in many ways, she has. Remember, Kelly came up in one of the most scrutinized girl groups of all time, Destiny's Child. She knows about being compared, being overshadowed, being picked apart by fans and the press. So when Cardi poured her heart out, Kelly didn't interrupt, didn't steer the conversation away. She let Cardi's vulnerability breathe, and that's what made the clip go viral. But here's where things get even more intense. Cardi didn't stop at talking about the hate. She went on to talk about the pressure of staying at the top. And that's when she said something fans are still replaying. It's like, if I don't drop something tomorrow, if I don't go viral today, people start saying I fell off. And that's crazy because I've been here, I'm still here, I'm not going anywhere. That line hit like a warning shot to the industry. Now imagine this. A woman who has broken records, won Grammys, topped the charts over and over, still feels like the world is waiting for her to slip up. Still feels like she has to prove herself every single day. That's the toxic cycle Cardi is speaking on, and the internet can't stop dissecting it. Fans say it's proof that no matter how high you climb, the pressure never lets up. Critics, on the other hand, argue that this is the price of fame, that if you want the glory, you have to take the criticism. But Cardi's response in this interview suggests otherwise, that artists are human, and that the internet sometimes forgets that. Here's where the story gets even juicier. An insider close to the production of the Countdown to series revealed something shocking. Cardi wasn't even supposed to get this deep in the interview. Producers thought the questions would stay light, fun, about music, about fashion, about her journey. But when Kelly asked about the internet, it struck a nerve. And Cardi, never one to hold her tongue, let it all out. The insider said, "You could tell Cardi had been waiting to say this. She didn't even care if it trended or not. She just wanted people to know how she really felt." And boy, did it trend. Within hours, Cardi Real Talk was circulating on Twitter. Instagram reels were flooded with clips, and TikTok edits of her words were set to dramatic music. Fans stitched the clip with their own experiences of being loved one day and hated the next, showing just how universal her message was. Cardi wasn't just speaking for herself, she was speaking for anyone who has ever been judged by the court of public opinion. But let's pause here, because what Cardi said next shocked even Kelly. She admitted that sometimes the online backlash makes her want to disappear completely. She said, "Some days I don't even want to get on my phone. I just want to hide, you know? But then I think about my fans, I think about my kids, and I get up and I keep pushing." That moment turned the interview from a conversation into a confessional. And if you thought that was emotional, wait until you hear the part where Cardi explains how she teaches her kids about hate. Yes, she went there. And in the next section, I'll break down her powerful words about parenting in the spotlight, and how she's raising her children to survive the same internet that tries to break her down. Cardi didn't just talk about herself in this interview. She went deeper, straight into her role as a mother. And let me tell you, this was the moment where the room went silent. She leaned forward, her voice soft but heavy, and said, "I don't want my kids to ever feel like the internet decides their worth. I don't want them to be broken by people who don't even know them." That hit hard. Imagine the pressure. Raising your children in a world where every move they make can go viral. Every word can be turned into a meme, and every mistake can become a headline. Cardi knows this better than anyone, and now she's revealing just how much thought she puts into preparing her kids for the world. Kelly Rowland, being a mother herself, couldn't hide her emotions. She nodded with understanding, and you could see it in her eyes. This wasn't just celebrity talk. This was mother to mother, heart to heart. Kelly even whispered, "That's real," under her breath, and fans caught it in the background. It was unscripted, raw, and genuine. Cardi went on to explain that sometimes the hate doesn't just stop at her, it trickles down to her children. And that's when she dropped a line that has everyone talking. "They call me names, they drag me online, and sometimes they bring my kids into it. That's when I turn into a whole different person because no one plays about their children." This wasn't just about music, not about clout. This was a mother drawing the line in the sand. And then came the part that gave everyone goosebumps. Cardi revealed that her daughter culture has already started noticing the chatter online. She said, "She'll ask me, 'Mommy, why do people say mean things about you?' And I have to tell her, 'Baby, people say mean things when they don't understand you. But you know who you are, and that's all that matters.' Can you imagine?" A little girl already being exposed to the harshness of the internet, and Cardi trying her best to shield her while still keeping it real. Kelly's reaction was priceless. She looked almost teary-eyed, telling Cardi that she admired her honesty and her strength. And the audience online? They couldn't stop praising this side of Cardi B, the raw, vulnerable side we don't often get to see. Fans flooded the comments. "This is the Cardi I respect the most," one wrote. Another said, "This interview proves she's not just an artist, she's a mom first." But don't think for a second that Cardi let the haters off the hook. Oh no, she had more to say. She added, "Sometimes I feel like people forget I'm human. Like, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a friend. I'm not just Cardi B, the rapper, I'm Belcalis, and I feel everything y'all throw at me." That line? Instantly viral. People clipped it, shared it, and within hours it was trending worldwide. An insider close to the shoot revealed that after Cardi said that line, there was a pause. Not because the cameras stopped rolling, but because the crew themselves were stunned. The source told us, "You could feel the energy in the room shift. Everyone knew this was the clip that would blow up. You could see the pain in her eyes, but also the power in her voice." And that's exactly what happened. The internet lit up. Fans said this was proof that Cardi isn't just chasing fame. She's fighting for her legacy, for her children, and for her own peace of mind. And yet, as powerful as that was, Cardi wasn't finished. She went even deeper, talking about how fame changes friendships, relationships, and even trust. And in the next section, we're diving right into that bombshell. The way Cardi explained how people switch up when you're on top, and how she's learned to spot the fake love from a mile away. Stick around, because this part is where the drama really unfolds. The mood shifted again when Kelly Rowland leaned in and asked Cardi something simple but heavy. "How do you handle the people around you when the noise gets too loud?" Cardi took a deep breath before answering, and the pause itself said it all. She finally spoke, her tone calm but sharp. "One day they love you, one day they don't. And some of those people, they're the ones sitting right next to you." Boom. The room froze. The internet froze. Cardi was talking about fake friends, and she wasn't holding back. She explained that fame doesn't just bring fans. It brings opportunists. People who smile in your face, clap for your success, but secretly hope for your downfall. She painted a picture so vivid, you could almost feel it. They'll drink your liquor, eat your food, sit in your house, and still run to the blogs the moment you slip. That's the world I live in. Kelly's eyes widened. and fans online could see she was just as shocked as we were. Cardi wasn't sugarcoating a single thing. And this is where her raw honesty hit different. She admitted she's had to cut off people she once loved like family, because when fame arrived, their loyalty disappeared. "I used to think love was enough," she said. "But when money and fame get involved, love don't pay the bills, loyalty does." The chat rooms, Twitter threads, and TikTok edits exploded. People started sharing their own stories of betrayal, writing things like, "Cardi speaking facts. I lost my best friend the same way, and money changes people." Others praised her for being brave enough to air out the truth that so many celebrities hide. But here's where things took a dramatic twist. Cardi revealed that sometimes the biggest betrayal doesn't even come from outsiders. She said, "The worst pain is when it comes from someone you swore would never hurt you. That's the kind of pain that makes you question yourself." And as she said it, Kelly Rowland reached out and touched her hand, a quiet gesture that screamed louder than any words. Fans immediately started speculating. Who was Cardi talking about? Was she referencing her old industry friends? Former collaborators? Or was she hinting at something even deeper? The mystery sent social media into overdrive, with clips of that exact moment racking up millions of views within hours. An insider on set later spilled that the energy was tense but magnetic. According to the source, the entire production crew knew this segment would make headlines. And they were right. It dominated timelines, headlines, and even morning talk shows. But Cardi wasn't done. She dropped yet another bombshell. When you're on top, everybody loves you. But the moment you slip, even for a second, they're the first ones laughing at you. That's when you see who's real and who's not. This was classic Cardi. Blunt, unfiltered, and devastatingly real. The internet couldn't get enough. Some fans wrote, "She just said what every celeb thinks but won't admit." Others said this reminded them of her early days, when she was fearless and said whatever was on her mind. And then, right when you thought the interview couldn't get any more intense, Cardi turned the focus back on herself. She admitted that sometimes the hate and betrayal made her question her own worth. "I've had nights where I cried myself to sleep thinking, maybe I don't deserve this. Maybe they're right." Kelly Rowland jumped in, telling her, "Don't ever let them steal your light." And in that moment, it wasn't just an interview, it was therapy. Two powerhouse women, stripped of ego, speaking their truths. But if you thought this was the climax, think again. Because what Cardi said next shook the internet to its core. She opened up about how the hate almost made her walk away from everything. Music, fame, even the spotlight. And wait until you hear what stopped her from giving it all up. The room went still as Cardi B leaned back in her chair, her voice quieter now but heavy with truth. She admitted something that stunned even the most loyal fans. "There were days," she said, "when I was ready to walk away from all of this. The music, the interviews, the spotlight, everything. I felt like the hate was stronger than the love." Kelly Rowland's jaw dropped. The audience watching felt the weight of every word. Cardi wasn't just talking about social media trolls. She was talking about the pressure of fame itself. She confessed that the criticism, the betrayal, and the endless gossip made her feel trapped, suffocated, like she couldn't breathe without the world watching her every move. She explained that one night, she sat alone in her room, staring at her phone, scrolling through thousands of hateful comments. "I remember thinking, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe I don't deserve this life." Her voice cracked slightly as she spoke, and you could feel the rawness in her words. But then, just as the story seemed to darken beyond repair, Cardi revealed the spark that kept her going. "My kids saved me. Every time I look at them, I remember why I fight. I can't quit. I can't walk away. They remind me that love is bigger than hate." The camera panned to Kelly, who nodded with tears in her eyes. And then Cardi hit fans with another curveball, Stefon Diggs. She said, "And then Stefon came into my life and he told me, 'Let me heal you. Give me a chance to show you love again.' I didn't even know I needed that until he said it." The audience gasped. This wasn't just a story about pain. This was a story about resilience, redemption, and love found in the darkest moments. Fans online immediately clipped that line, flooding TikTok and Instagram with captions like, "He really healed her," and "Cardi speaking her truth is everything." And if that wasn't enough, Cardi revealed a moment from behind the scenes that melted everyone's hearts. She said, "Right before this interview, Stefon called me just to ask if I'd eaten anything today. That's the kind of love I needed. Simple, real, genuine." The internet couldn't handle it. Overnight, "Let Me Heal You" started trending. Fans even joked that Cardi should name her next album after that phrase. Memes, edits, and heartfelt posts flooded every corner of the internet. But beyond the viral moments, Cardi left viewers with a message that cut straight through the noise. She looked directly into the camera and said, "To everybody watching this, don't let the world break you. Don't let the haters decide your story. I almost gave up, but I didn't. And if I didn't, neither should you." That was the mic drop moment. Kelly Rowland clapped. The audience clapped. And the internet clapped too, with millions of fans writing messages of support like, "She's more than an artist, she's an inspiration." As the credits rolled on the countdown to series, the world knew one thing for sure. Cardi B wasn't just surviving the spotlight, she was thriving in it, stronger than ever before. So now the question is, what's next for Cardi B? A new album? More family news? Or maybe even a bigger step in her relationship with Stefon Diggs? One thing is certain. The world will be watching, and we'll be here to break it all down for you. Because when Cardi speaks, the world listens. And after this interview, one thing is crystal clear. The love is louder than the hate.